All right, we are live. Good morning, wonderful people.
Yes.
We will be starting the stream shortly. In the meantime, you may hear a little bit of chatter in the background as we get our system set up. There's no rush this morning. Hope you've got your coffee.
Yeah.
I don't have
Snuggle
my
up
coffee.
snuggle up with a blanket. You know, a banky.
Prepare to be serenaded.
Yes. Hey, yeah. Nobody said anything about me singing the Gator in my last recorded video. Those bastards! I worked hard on that little ditty.
That little duet.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we got it up in the home base. Yep, we're up in the home base. We're up in the tryhards. Got to post it in my local. Wake
Yeah, the only
folks
thing
up.
I didn't do is put it in the Reddit.
Oh yeah, get that shit up in the Reddit.
Yes, speaking of Gator, like that last video, I've watched it like 10 times, like secretly, because he didn't know what I was doing. so I caught him off guard, and the look on his face once he kind of like was listening to me, and you could see him like his face light up, and he started kind of laughing. Just his reaction, because it's he had no clue what I was gonna do. So
Hell yeah. All right, I'm spreading the word.
Mm-hmm. And the word of the day is legs.
Yes, sir. All right. We are out and about. Oh, nice. You got the Tolarian Community College. Most excellent. Very good. All right, I got to decide what I'm going to be playing today.
Has everybody seen that movie Kingpin?
I have not.
I have no idea.
So it's got Woody Harrelson and damn, what's that dude's name? Now I gotta look it up. So that way people have it for reference. Don't look up a local place, you dumb. Okay. So it's Randy Quaid. That's who I'm looking for, and it even has Bill Murray in it. So Woody Harrelson, Randy Quaid, Bill Murray, and what it is it's about it's a sob story turned into a love story, and it's about a college championship bowler who is hustling on the side, and he gets into trouble and he loses his hand due to a mob accident. And so that's the early part of the story, and then years later, so where Bill Murray is injected into this is he was kind of part of the circumstances that led to Woody Harrelson losing his hand. So years later, zoom in on Woody Harrelson. He's washed up, alcoholic, hustling, trying to do what he can, and then he meets an Amish kid played by Randy Quaid, who's bowling, and he's trying to convince, he's really good, so he's trying to convince him to go professional. And there's this whole tension between being Amish and bowling and all that stuff. And he finally convinces him to go out, and they make it to the World Championships. And for whatever reason, the Amish guy can't perform. So Woody Harrelson, with his fake hand, reclaims his confidence and performs at the World Championships, defeating Bill Murray's character. So it's infinitely it's hilarious.
Oh,
so
good.
Anyway,
that sounds fun.
So because Woody Harrelson's character is he's synonymous with failure, they use his last name as don't get Munson.
Oh, don't get Munson. Oh my God.
Don't get Munson.
Don't get
Well,
Munson.
Well, I got Morgana twice yesterday. If you're listening, Morgana, it's all jokes. It's all jokes. Yeah. She was the first, and then somebody else did it again, and I'm like, Jesus.
In that tournament, the CBB 100.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Let me know when you want me to pipe up.
Hell yeah. Well, I am gonna take us into our hype ass intro video. Welcome everyone to Tryhards. That's right, baby. You know what's up. All right, and here we are at Spell Table with our bright and shining mugs. Got Clay up at the top left and myself, Pauper, in the bottom right. I woke up this morning. I did not sleep a whole lot last night, but the reason for that is that I was too fucking jazzed after our main man puzzle box slayed. Just he did so well last night, and he won the CBB 100 Budget Brews EDH tournament, of which there were how many participants? They lifted the player cap, right?
Yeah, but I don't think we filled it up. I was looking for that right now to see.
Went into the finals up against Gitrog Monster, a Togo Kodama deck, and a Winota deck, and
so
showed these players who was boss. It was glorious. 38, yep, and took home a nice little prize too, and did so with a cPDH deck, a no ban list cPDH deck, meaning he was playing with Mystic Remora and Rhystic Study, of which I understand he only drew one of them in one game, I think is what ended up happening.
So that's what I've heard secondhand.
And he like only limited changes to the deck. Like he had, I kept on talking in chat about how he had the out of buying some time with a Weather the Storm or a Moment's Peace. Neither of those were in the deck. It was really tuned for a turbo combo, and ended up sort of possuming through. I think that people maybe didn't fully understand like the explosiveness of the Gretchen Titchwillow deck, which is what he was on. Simic Commander. It's a green and a blue for a halfling druid, I want to say. And it says 2 blue and a green, activate, draw a card. You may put a land from your hand into play. And yeah, so anyways, I woke up this morning, all I wanted to do is stream. And so here we are. And we got our main man, Taco Man Stan here, and Gatorbait, our EDH aficionado and cPDH man, up in here for a little chat and eventually a game. Maybe a game sooner than later, who knows? But yeah, we'll kind of let people filter in here, and as we chill, there's no rush today. No rush at all.
Is this where I insert my tournament report from yesterday? Because I too.
Yeah, actually, this would be a great. Yeah, so Clay, you let me pull up a little card window here so we can talk about exactly what we can share exactly what cards we're talking about here. So let's go to YouTube Studio here. We're going to go to Scryfall. And Clay, you were on Young Tor, also known as Torwauke the Younger, but we know him as Young Tor around here. And you pretty quickly decided on this deck for the CBB 100 based on an analysis of toughness of the average creature. And why is that relevant?
So as you move down in budget for cEDH, right? So once you start getting into the sub 500 level for like competitive EDH, you become more of a creature-based deck because you can't afford the budget won't allow you to play the fast mana. So you start moving from Mox Diamonds, Mox Opals, all that stuff down to elves and other
Llanowar Elf, Fintorn Elf, Birds of Paradise.
So what I did is out of the 40 or so decks that were submitted, I stopped after like 20 or 23, right? So every deck that was posted that was submitted, I'd basically copy over into a spreadsheet and manually track the toughness for every single creature in the deck. And then I did a statistical analysis on that to like see where they were aggregating, and it was 65% of creatures that I had analyzed. It was like 600 and something creatures. So 65% of those 600 creatures had toughness 2 or less.
And why is that relevant?
yeah, and 85% had a toughness of 3 or less. Now, what that allowed me to do is utilize Torwaki's ability, one of his triggered abilities, or static ability. I guess this would be the static one. No, the trigger. No, it is the static one. Yeah,
the static and a triggered on Torwaki there.
So the static ability adds one damage to any spell or permanent that creates that damage within the deck, as long as Torwaki's on the battlefield. So you're in the festivities, instead of doing just 1 damage to your opponent's creatures, does 2 damage. So for 1 mana, you're just wiping 65% of the board. So
while also pressuring life totals.
Yeah, while also pressuring life totals, and it adds a Torwaki like triggered ability to the stack. So now I have mass removal and spot removal for 1 mana. So I was hedging my bets that I would be able to get out early removal, which in most cases I was.
Yep.
And we can talk about that in a second.
Yeah, I'm going to pull up your list here. I'm having a little bit of a difficulty finding it under the submissions here. I'm seeing mine, but
yeah.
Let's see.
Well, I'm actually glad that they have. It was the first listing. It was the very first list.
Okay, yeah. So that's the thing. I'm on the other channel. That's why I thought. I was like, yeah, yours was the first list to be posted, but there's 2 cEDH budget brews things here. Are you sure you're the first? I don't see that you were the first here. Maybe I'm missing. You want to link it to me? Because I want to put this up on screen here so that folks can see, and I can't find it on Moxfield. So
I'm trying to see where.
We'll go Clay.
Okay. Oh, here's the full. Okay, I got it. All right, so I'll drop it to you.
Yeah, Discord or wherever.
I'll drop it to you in DMs, baby.
Okay, cool. Oh. DM me, baby. All right, so we got so let's pull this thing up on screen here. For you fine folks in chat to be able to see.
Very first list.
Yeah, so it's this one right here. All right, so when you're talking about these 1 mana, oh God forbid, it's all unorganized, but that's okay. We can do this. So End the Festivities, Blazing Volley, both accomplishing 1 mana at sorcery speed, unfortunately, but it's fine because these are things that we do easily during our turn to do 2 damage with Torwaki's ability. And proactively to each creatures that we don't control. So it's not hitting Tor, which is great. And what comes along with that is also a 2 damage trigger. So this reads 2 damage to everything and 4 damage to one thing. Now, you played you played Smash to Dust, which is modally the same thing.
Don't forget the dragon.
And we've
there was 9.
Yep, we've also
there was
got
9 total sweepers.
Fang Dragon, which is another modal spell in cPDH. You're not going to be deploying this dragon until very, very late. It's not your main plan. It's not your main thing that you're doing. It's that we have the Forktail Sweep on the adventure card there, dealing 1 damage to each creature we don't control. Again, that is 2 to everything and 4 to something, which when you think about cPDH, that's plenty sufficient to kill most things out there, and it's going to probably kill something relatively big. You also played Breath Weapon and Fiery Cannonade. Now, both of these here will kill the Torwaki, but that's not really why we have them in the deck. They are there for when Torwaki isn't in play, because then they just do 2 damage outright. So these
or when you have +1/+1 counters, which is
correct. And how do we do that? Well, my favorite land, Opal Palace, tends to be pretty good at that. We also have we also have our protection suite, which is Undying Evil and Undying Malice. We also have. Do you have
Professor's
more of these?
Warning.
Oh, you also play Professor's Warning. So where is Professor's Warning? There it is. Yep. So Professor's Warning, giving in this case potentially we just choose to do the counter. Depends on the use case for it, but. In the case that we want to sweep the board with Breath Weapon or Fiery Cannonade, we pop the Professor's Warning on the Torwalkie, and then we Breath Weapon the board. And the 3 to everything is going to clap some cheeks. So, so anyways, the concept here was was an analysis of the common things that are going to be the common things that are going to be killed in a budget cEDH environment by these amazing sweepers when amplified with Torwalkie. And also, to a degree, the ability to possum as a cPDH deck, wherein the answers to the threats are better than the threats. One of the things we do not lose when we go to cPDH or to common rarity cards is that we do not lose good removal. Our removal is fabulous. We've got Pyroblast, we've got Reb, we've got Terminate, we've got Snuff Out. We've got some of the best removal. Victim of Night is amazing too. Grasp of Darkness, and so so that was.
Speaking of Pyroblast, I used Pyroblast, the super secret tech. I used Pyroblast to target a red spell, knowing that it wouldn't be countered, just so I could get a Torwalkie trigger.
Yeah, no, and that's really like the power of that spell is that we're able to cast this without really needing a super viable target for it. Let's see, I'm covering up our screen here. I gotta get my shit. There we go. So yeah, with for those of you that don't know, Pyro does not actually require having a valid target. So you can target a spell or a permanent, regardless of whether it's blue, because it checks whether it's blue after resolution. Which means that with Tor, you get a Sovereign's Bite, I think it is. No, it's not Sovereign's Bite. It's a Sorin's Thirst.
Sorin's Bite.
Sorin's Thirst, which is the 2 mana, deal 2, gain 2 to any target. So now you weren't able to take the dub on this one, but you came away feeling confident in the game plan that you had. That's what
absolutely.
Yeah.
So in the majority of the games, because I played 4 games. Half of those games, so I'm a control deck, right? And the control deck is trying to get to a point where it can pivot, right? So it's control, and then it can turn and then start aggressively like ending the game. And the way this deck ends the game is via Pestilence or Cranial Plating, or just random, draw, the pinger damage from non-creature spells and that sort of deal. But your main weapons are Pestilence and Cranial Plating.
That's right. Yeah. You also aren't running Crypt Rats in the deck. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. Yeah. But we don't really need it. There's so many sweepers in the deck. Now, you and I had 2 different approaches to the deck, but they were ultimately really, really similar. You had, and this was for the CBB 100. I did drop out of this early. I just wasn't the right day for me to do it. But one of the innovations that you also brought up with Tor that is rather exciting is the use of tokens. And one of the things with Tor that you have to realize is that Tor is just asking us to cast instants and sorceries. It doesn't matter what they are. So when you're looking at this deck full of 15 removal spells, no, it's actually 44 removal spells. And it's more than that because every removal spell is a kill spell with a kill spell. It's a kill spell with damage attached to it. And so it's actually like this right here represents double time, paired with these sweepers, which represent double time. And then all this other stuff, these protection spells all become removal. Your dark ritual,
card draw,
card draw, all that. And the real innovation was around the token makers. So Molten, I'm using Molten Birth, Forbidden Friendship, Goblin Wizardry. I've been looking for a good home for Goblin Wizardry for a really long time, and this is as good as it gets because we are basically a Spellslinger deck. And triggering prowess is of little concern. And basically, if we are using these effects, we get damage attached to them while having like bodies in play that can guard our life total, that can hold the monarch or the initiative, or gain the monarch in the initiative, while also being damaged.
If you're playing this, so that's where Ryan and I's builds.
This is for the CBB 100, yeah. So for the CBB 100, we well, actually, you still had Cold Oath Rebirth. You had Hordling Outburst.
Right. So my build, the one that I built for the CBB 100 was meant to be a well, no, it's meant to be different than your version, but it was meant to be. I just made some minor changes for it for perpetuity for switching back to cPDH.
Yeah.
My token focus is on goblins
for
specifically.
Prospector.
For Skirk Prospect, which came in so clutch.
Yeah,
so clutch yesterday.
Yeah, and I and that makes some sense, like how you're doing that. You're also not running impact tremors. So basically, like the differing line between your deck and mine can be drawn along the line of I'm going impact tremors, and the choice of token makers are ones that like I switched out. Well, I actually switched out Hordling Outburst for Molten Rebirth in the idea that Molten Rebirth is going to
can get back to your hand.
Multiple triggers, yeah. It's possible. And I like to say Molten Rebirth works 60% of the time every time, because I've had games where I've cast this 5 times in a row and it feels amazing. So the upside on that feels pretty good. But then I'm going Impact Tremors, which is you're going for the Hissing Iguanar, which was also like totally reasonable. Because you're going the Skirk Prospector, sacking these creatures, getting mana, getting triggers, things like that, whereas I was doing the Impact Tremors. Another divergence too, I spoke with Morgana about this prior to the CBB 100, and the idea was to decrease in my deck the reliance on Tor being in play, being unsure of how people would respond to it, and I did that by adding Victim of Night, and also, where's the other one? Doomblade. So I basically leaned a little bit more into having unconditional kill spells, like as in we don't need a ton of damage, we just need we just want this thing dead. I hedged a little bit on that, and so what that means is that you reduce the 1 mana removal a little bit for something that is definitely going to kill something, and then it may come with a trigger at the cost of being a little less efficient. I also had the initiative in here, and the monarch, which are just personal choices of mine, but like structurally really similar, like big mana, lots of card draw, lots of protection for Tor, and so pretty sweet deck here. And then we're going to be bringing on Puzzlebox to talk about his deck. So we're not gonna go into that right now, but I think what we can do is we can get this fucking game started. How's that sound, everybody?
Yeah.
Get rolling on this? Yeah. All right, cool. So let me get my inputs changed up here. Let's see, do we have everybody's decks up here? We've got Armix, Dargo. We've got Taco, what are you playing today?
I literally just finished this exact second, but we're gonna test this out. Might not go well.
That is awesome. So we got Bushi Tenderfoot. I admit I do not know what this card is. Bushi Tenderfoot / Kenzo the Hard-Handed, or the Hard-Hearted. Okay, when a creature dealt damage by Bushi is put into a graveyard, flip it, and then we get we can't actually see the what does it say? Double strike Bushido 2 on a 3/4. Okay, so some sort of Voltron, I presume.
That is indeed the plan.
Okay, great. Let's see. I am picking up my deck here. Yeah. Oh, do I have that other list of... Oh, I gotta go back to... Yeah. sometimes the organization of 285 decks starts to fall apart a little bit. So, okay, cool. I am going to be on a new and I dare say improved version of Sailor's Bane. And we're gonna go here and gonna go to Moxfield Playtest Streaming and take this into Sailor's Bane.
Where I wish I picked a different deck.
What's that?
This is where I wish I picked a different deck than Stargo.
Yeah, I hear ya. Oh, see, this is kind of funny. The stickers window messes up your my interface. God damn it, Watsy. I am playing with stickers, so okay.
Stickers.
What's that?
Lord. Said he's got stickers, good lord.
Yeah. I think what I need to do is actually just widen my toolbar at the top so that it goes all the way to Moxfield there, and then just allow for it to shift. Because when you have Partner Commander, it does that too. But yeah, so cool. And we got a couple of people in chat, 5 viewers. Thank you all. Welcome to the Tryhards today for this morning stream. Glad to have you here. And thanks for joining us on this little adventure. We got Chris Lively, just a hero of chat, always here, saying, "What's happened, Captain?" Well, Sailor, you ready to ride? Because we're gonna go at it. I've got the spider showing up here on my screen. I gotta change that. Let's see, for magic card. There we go. I got Sailor's Bane up in there. Yeah, big boy. Yeah, this is always the problem. For some reason, Scryfall cards are always listed at different pixel sizes, so it just be that way.
Hey, Gator, I think I'm right there with you. Got mono white creatures into Torwalkie and Armix.
Yeah,
Welcome to your doom.
we got
This might be pretty rough.
we got Tor, we got Armix, Dargo, we've got just like the fucking kill house in here. So yeah, and just for everybody watching right now, thanks for joining us. And if you enjoy the content, drop us a like. And if you want to see more of it, subscribe. We are rocketing north towards 1,000 subscribers right now. This is our big goal that we're trying to get to. And once we get there, we get to do some really exciting stuff. So take a moment and give that love to the channel. And yeah, let's get things started here. We got it randomized. I've got a hand of 7 that looks reasonable here. Yeah. Taco, you want to get your life total to 30 and then send us off?
All right. A draw. Play a plains and get out our commander and pass.
All right. I will draw for turn. I will play island and pass.
Draw. Do a Bloodfell Caves pass turn.
Pass.
Go with a snow-covered plains and 2 for a Mindstone. And then let's hit you, Clay, for 1. It seems like you're gonna be my biggest threat this game.
Okay.
Once that commander's out, it's gonna be trouble.
Big scary.
And I will pass.
Here, I'll take a second to hover over Ryan's Sailor's Bane thing.
I'm gonna
Let that big image pop up.
I'm gonna play an island, and I am going to pay 1, 2 for strategic planning. We're gonna go 3 cards deep. Do I want any of these? I guess I will take that one. So we're gonna get a Modern Age, and then we're gonna pitch this Foresight and this Dispersal Shield, and then I'm going to put this into the graveyard, and I will pass the turn.
All right, we're gonna draw. We're going to attempt to introduce Clay's favorite mechanic to the game. Let's go with a command tower.
Is this Monarch incoming? Dark Writ? Yeah.
Dark Writ? Vicious Battle Rager.
Oh no!
Initiative.
See, so you got
Initiative
it wrong.
isn't bad.
You got it wrong. Clay's favorite mechanic is Monarch. He loves Monarch.
Mhm.
Yep.
So
I just want to hug it and love it and marry it and.
Let's get the initiative trigger if this works. Ryan, we good to go?
Yeah, go ahead, man.
All right, let's get our one mountain in the deck and pass turn.
See, y'all pauper players out there thought initiative was gone, but if you want to relive your turn 1 and turn 2 initiative dreams, you just got to come and play cPDH. Live the
Pass
dream.
turn.
Go with a snow-covered plains. 3 for a Lantern of Revealing.
Wow, this deck is looking awfully similar to Illuminator Virtuoso.
And then we'll smack the Papa for 1.
Yeah, we'll take 1.
Good old love tap.
Yeah.
I'll pass the
I'll take
turn.
it like a good boy. All right, I'm going to draw for turn. We're going to go Modern Age, casting this. We're going to get our first trigger, unless it gets pyroed. No? Okay, good talk. I will draw, and I will pitch Deep Anal into the graveyard. And I will pass the turn.
All right, let's untap. Let's initiative trigger. Let's actually hang on. Let's put 2/1/1 counters on my creature here.
Yeah.
Mark. Three 7 on turn 3. Nice.
Yeah, in Pauper, this was happening on turn 2. 3/7, basically unblockable on turn 2.
What can we do? What can we do? What can we do?
For those of you that have played old school, it feels very similar to like turn 1 Jusum Jin, you know?
Let's I guess we set up here. So let's go Tramway Station taps. Let's go 2 into Mind Stone. And if the Mind Stone is good, let's go Mind Stone into Terrarion.
Jesus.
Wow.
And-
yeah, very nice.
And then let's go to combat, and we will pass.
Hey. Read the bones.
Reading the bones. Yeah.
Okay. Go to Scry. We're gonna ship those immediately, like snap ship those to the bottom.
Get him out of there. Once
We're gonna
lands.
Draw 2 cards, and then we're gonna lose 2 life.
Yeah.
And then 2. Okay, Clay has 8 cards.
I bet you got a Coffin Purge or a Rotten Reunion in there. Little value discard. Actually, speaking of flashback cards, there's a card called Crippling Fatigue. Okay.
Smash does. Pass turn.
Okay.
You look nice and relaxed over there, Clay. Nice and relaxed.
I don't worry.
Go with a plains.
There is zero fear in his chat, in his dojo.
And I will play a Goliath Paladin, and I shall take the initiative.
Okay. Yeah.
All right.
You guys get to just like kind of jerk each other off over here. This is great. You have initiative. You have initiative. It's like Oprah Winfrey show.
Go get a plains, one of the mini plains. Put that into my hand, and I will keep it going. Let's go smack Clay for 1.
Oh,
Revolve
come
the
on.
damage around.
Bro.
Oh, taking the one.
I'm so
it's
And I will pass.
I'm so
There's-
disappointed.
There's no
Yeah,
spike
back-
plays.
Back and forth.
We're gonna trigger this a second time, discarding. Or let's see. Do I need to?
Did you already draw for your turn?
I didn't. Oh man.
Yeah, it triggers after you draw.
Right. So I think I'm. Yeah, because you know what? My ticker isn't. Here, one sec. Let me go here. Gotta restart that virtual camera, and go because my little tickers here aren't tracking. There we go. Yeah. Okay. Because I was looking at my hand, I was like, I think I drew that card, and it said 7 on my screen. So, anyways, hand of 8 because I'm drawing to discard now, and that's a little unfortunate. Yeah, that's probably good. So we'll just pitch this lose focus.
Feel like here comes Big Papa, Big
Um,
Sailor,
We're gonna.
Big Sailor.
No, it's not time for the sailor yet. We can't just yet. And invariably, if I do, I could always flashback deep analysis to get that third land. That's probably the way to go. We're gonna flashback that deep analysis. We're gonna lose 3. 1, 2, 3, and I'm gonna draw 2. Hey, there it is. We found that third
Heyo.
land. Heyo. And yeah, I'm going to pass the turn. A little bit of a slow start, but that's okay. This build is slow. That
All
is
right,
the
let's
change
draw.
I made, by the way. This is not Turbo Sailor.
All right. Actually see what do I do that? Yeah,
This
let's
is
see what happens first.
Slow Sailor.
Taco Man, I'm going to attempt to clock you for 3.
I will block.
All right, you will lose 5 life.
Yep.
All right.
For those of you that don't know, Vicious Battle Rager. He
All
loved
right.
to tango.
Okay, so let's play our mountain. Let's see if I can do the math right here. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Give you a big dude. Yeah, why
What do you
not?
mean? You just have to tap one mountain for Dargo, right?
Right?
Why are you
nice.
counting?
Yeah, 3. Let's go. Let's do Fleshbag Marauder.
Oh, nice.
Good timing.
Yep.
So that's douchebag marauder, right?
Nah,
Yes.
Douchebag Marauder. Clay, did you put up this video on Reddit?
I did not.
Okay. Daddy's got you.
Let me know what you're doing with the commander.
I sacrificed my commander.
Is it
It's in my command zone.
okay? Then we're gonna go 1. We're gonna unearth Fleshbag Marauder.
Hot.
That's pretty disgusting.
Yeah, let's
This
see.
is a classic fucking Gator play too.
Yeah, this is spicy. I'm here for it.
Yeah, I'm feeling the hate.
Yeah,
Then we're going to sacrifice Terrarion as an additional cost, and we're gonna tap 1. We're gonna cast Dargo.
Ah, it's so good.
Oh god, yes.
Sure.
Straight into my veins. And my modern age isn't even a creature yet. Okay.
And we'll pass turn after that.
You know, I would never claim to be a Dargo master, even though that I've built quite a few decks.
You do.
featuring Dargo.
You're a Dargo enjoyer.
Yeah, but like I'm not. So like Gator is like Dargo master. So like he's got all the little nuances, all the little interactions, all of the things. So,
I mean, I also played in cEDH, so Dargo is my boy.
Which is where my cry for help comes out.
my cry for help.
We have a common enemy, fellows.
oh, I feel great. I'm just hanging. Firebrand Archer.
Ooh.
Hey,
That's
that's a good one. Uh-huh.
Then I'll pass the turn.
All right. I will have to scry 3 because I don't have creatures. So let's scry 3.
Oh, shucks darn.
Go
You have this
bottom.
free thing that happens.
Bottom. And bottom.
You're a
Then let's
bottom,
draw.
you're a bottom, you're a bottom.
Play a plains, and we will get our commander back out.
Whoop.
And pass the turn.
Wow. All right. So I am going to draw. And I have 9 cards in hand. I was supposed to discard the hand size last turn. I am realizing. So
Cheating McCheaty face.
yeah, I am cheating for sure. That's even more ironic too. Okay, well, it's a bit of a punish because I could have just cast Shadow Riff on something and gotten another card, but that's okay. So yep. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We can get the boy out. I think we can do one better. This is also going to transform. Here we're going to flip this, turn over into a 2/3. We got Vector Glider. We're going to pay 1, 2, 3 for Frantic Search.
That's a good one.
Is that all good?
Yep.
All right, we're going to draw 2.
I hear great things.
Yeah, it's a good card. We're going to go... Yeah, what do we want to do with this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, we'll just do Distortion Strike into the graveyard. And not exactly clear what else. We'll just do Winds of Rebuke into the graveyard, and then we're gonna untap these here as per the card, and we're gonna pay 2. And we're gonna cast a Sailor's Bane.
That looks good.
And with that, I will pass my turn.
It's in tap. Let's draw. All right. Let's see here. I'd like to move to combat.
Yeah.
That's a 7/7.
It is a 7/7.
I'd like to send this one at you, Ryan, and I'd like to send this one at you. Oh, you know what? Yeah, Taco Man. We'll send this one, and we'll send him like this.
And it's a 3/7.
3/7. Yes.
And I'll lose 5 if I block. I think I'm plenty okay with blocking it. I will block it with Sailor's Bane.
Okay. So this will die, and you will block.
I will block.
Yep. Okay.
And play a Parametra's. Nope, I can't really do that. I will not do that. Darn, I should have played this other creature. Well, I guess I will not be blocking them.
You can always go get the initiative again.
Yeah, exactly.
And then I'll get it from you. It'll be
Yeah,
real fun, guys.
I'll take a big 7.
All right. We'll flip
Big
this over.
Dargo D.
Let's move the trap. I'm going to trap Ryan.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the block. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the trap.
Right.
Ouch.
Now let's see what we can make happen here.
Good God.
Yep, definitely don't like that.
Let's see, who do I target here? This is rough. I'm not sure which one of these I'm supposed to do. I could do both. Take the one, or do one and do one. Let's start with this one. See what happens. Let's do Mercurial's Edict. I'm going to target.
Well, you don't have to target at all. We just have to wait for resolution. This one's funny. It has no
true.
text. You just roll, and then the outcome is immediate. So,
Okay.
so yeah.
I
And
have
then
a
once your
D20
outcome
right
is
here.
rolled, then you can choose an opponent. Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I have a random d20 here.
Yep.
So let's see what we do. We have a 12.
Okay.
Gosh darn it.
Each opponent sacrifices a creature.
You know, I am so here for this.
All right. So I have the first to respond.
Okay.
I'm going to cast Deadly Dispute, targeting my Firebrand Archer.
Yep. Trigger. Take one.
Trigger. Take one.
Okay.
Gonna make himself a
see.
treasure.
I assume that resolves.
Yep.
And then 1 and 2.
Then I'd like to tap 3. And I would just like to main phase this. Ryan, sacrifice a creature.
You know, I just don't care. There we go.
And then I will pass turn after that.
Yeah. He's still 2 mana.
Yeah. No, I just don't want you taking the initiative from me.
Oh, I see.
Young Teasy.
Yep.
Pass turn.
Lay the plains. Dang. I am indeed the definition of screwed. Should I play my 5-mana commander to get shocked?
Well, you're making some assumptions too.
But I mean, it is
I'm
it is
the
a,
threat on
There's
the.
a-
it
there's
is
a
You're not getting
plethora of
targeted here.
sacrifice effects.
it is a reasonable reasonable thing to assume that his 1/1 might die to your Soren's bites.
And there's a plethora of sacrifice.
Although
I have
a lot
every
of it has been
sacrifice
used.
effect.
Yeah.
A lot of it has been used, so the idea that there'd be more in hand is probably not accurate.
I don't know, man.
We'll throw it out to,
I
That's
mean,
Gator's MO.
there's like 6 of
It
them.
is my
So
MO.
and I'll pass and silently cry.
benevolent bodyguard. Okay, cool. I am going to go to my turn, draw. Gods be praised. I mean, sup. Yeah, I'll pass the turn.
All right. Initiative trigger. Draw a card. Draw for turn. Well, this is getting counterspelled. I can't even fight for this. That sucks. You know what? 7/7/7 Torwaki. How do I feel about Torwaki here? I would like to move to. How big is that? 3/3 reach lifelink. 7/7/7. Do we trade? Would you trade with me? Yeah, let's just do it. 3. I would like to attempt to oubliette.
I have the feeling that you're about to reach the nexus of fucking around and finding out.
This is a pretty punishing hand from Gator. Ironclave.
Gotta resolve.
Well,
Yeah.
if you've got a 1 mana spell, he can kill your Dargo in response.
Oh, well, you mean, yeah.
Yeah. Just to minimize the damage. Or village rights, but I don't think he's got village rights.
And
Sack for red. We're gonna scred Dargo.
Yeah.
Torwalkie trigger. 2 to the face. Gator.
to the face. Does that have
Lifelink.
I might have to respond to this. It's on the stack.
Okay, so Scred is on the stack on top of Oubliette. The trigger is on the stack, which I just took 2 life, or just added 2 life for, so I can go back to 26. So Torowaki trigger at your face.
Yeah, you know what? That 2 damage, I don't think it's going to be relevant. So yes, that'll happen.
Okay.
All right, are we back to Oubliette?
Back to Oubliette.
Responses on Oubliette.
No response on Oubliette.
I will attempt to target that Taylor's Bane.
Oh.
You cannot. Ward is going to protect it from abilities.
You need
It's
to
got that ward.
It's got
pay
Ward 4.
mana.
Yeah, so
Oh, okay.
Absolutely.
I did that wrong because it's a target of a spell. Got it.
Yeah,
okay.
it's everything.
So yeah, it's a targeting. Okay, so yes, I have to hit for Rocky.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I wondered if you might be thinking that.
Yeah, I thought it was. Wait, is it? Yeah, enters.
Yeah. Yep, it's going to target it. Whenever
It's the
this
ability.
creature becomes
It's
a
the
target of a
ability.
spell or an ability,
Ability.
an opponent controls counter it unless they pay 4.
Got it. Then we're going to tap 3 and attempt to cast our 6, 3, 4. Or 2 to spine.
Ooh.
He's going to try to get back. Let's see. So this is artifact plus creature. So it
Yeah.
would be a fleshbag marauder.
I have to target. I'm going to
yeah.
target Vicious Battle Rager and Terrarion.
Wow.
Don't know how
I have
much.
to respond.
Let's see. How many cards do you have in hand?
1.
1 card?
Yeah, it probably would be pretty good. Hating people
Wow.
out of the game is excellent.
I'll bite on that. Yeah,
Get them all down.
we'll mana
I
lake
would
that.
argue that Gator is probably our premier control player in our meta.
So
Premier.
I think that the if you weren't so damn close to getting the initiative, I would, or getting the Throne of the Dead 3. Okay, so on to you.
And I'm done after that.
Are you sure? Is that all, sir?
Is
Fuck.
Is that it? Are you done with me?
Jesus. All right.
Well, that was a big slappy turn there, wasn't it?
I think they've all been pretty much like that.
Let's see. How we live in Biggie Smalls. Maxon and Benson. I got some good cards. I just need some support.
I support you.
Hester?
All right. So I think.
I gotta keep this 4 mana up, you know.
I think
for
your
Ward
circumstances have improved a little there, Taco.
If I take the 7/7 gigantic turtle coming at me,
100%, I will come and get it. Yes, so you can consider your options from there.
That is the worrying part.
Yeah.
Where are you on it? It's actually
Number
dependent.
2.
I'm
If you're on
number
number 2, you could goad.
He could, but he'd
The
have to pay
Sailor's
4
Name.
for it.
Yeah, but I mean.
I
that's
mean,
part
I
of
got.
it.
I do indeed have.
You could pay 4 for it. Yeah.
That would be worth it, in my opinion.
But
Because Ryan's just gonna splat me, right?
I'm not coming for you unless you've got the initiative. So
Initiative is at upkeep, correct, or does it figure
At
when I
upkeep.
re-get it?
it's at upkeep and when you gain
It will
it,
re.
both.
Yeah, you'll re-trigger.
So if you have
So
it
it
and you
would
gain
be
it,
good, which is, well, that's gonna be what I'm gonna do. So we're gonna smack Gator. Let's hit him with the benevolent bodyguard for 1.
oh, you imagine
Yeah,
a snuff out right
I'm pretty
now?
much. I mean, I'm pretty much out of gas. That fortuitous find was trying to get me back.
Yeah.
Like more gas and gas.
You had a very hot start. A lot of like very proactive stuff to do. That's
Yep,
for damn
and then
sure.
we are going to pay a whopping 4 mana for the guard
Okay.
on the turtle.
Yep.
And I will pass the turn.
I wish there was a goad, a way to goad things. And oh God, yes, Daddy is happy. That is an opal palace. Cool. Good. We're gonna go. Options. Let's see. What am I doing this turn? Yeah, we'll go 1-2 for Augur of Bolus. And I will look 3 cards deep. Yeah, I like that one. And we'll bottom these 2. And then I will go to combat. And
I have my ward 4 payment.
gonna
ready.
swing 7 at you, Clay.
We also have hit the intersection of fucking around and finding out.
Is this a terminate? I smell a terminate.
Of course, he's just gonna counter it. I'm gonna pay 4 life.
Oh, doesn't that feel bad? Yeah, we'll just intervene that.
Gotta run him out.
7.
Yep, 7.
All right, and I
Don't
will.
feel bad. I'm at 17 too.
Yeah, and it is passing the turn time.
Yeah, I would have hit the control player, but
I'm out of gas here.
He's out of gas. Yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
Let's go 2. Actually, to try to do Rakdos Signet. If that resolves, I would like to do 1, 2, 3. Actually, 1, 2, 3, and try to play my Armit.
So Armix right now. Is it? I think it's 1 more.
Yeah, one more mana.
Why is it 1 more mana?
Right. So you got 2 for
1, 2.
Signet.
Oh, yeah, 3.
it's-
Sorry.
Yeah, there you go.
And How many artifacts in your graveyard? Just Terrarion?
I have 1, 2, 3.
Okay,
total.
so 3 total. Okay, got it.
Including Armix's 4. So I could minus 4 if I was able to attack.
Yep. Cool.
Then if that resolves, I'll pass after that.
Gator, we got to get you on my robot chicken Armix build one of these days. I think you'd enjoy it.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Armix.
SCR Armix is a dirty deck.
Oh, really? I've never...
Riveteer's Outlook.
Yep.
Yeah, gain that life, baby. Gain that life. Yeah.
Birdbot. It's called Birdbot or Robot Chicken, one of the two. But it is a really powerful deck, and I think that based on your play patterns and your cDH background, I think you'd really like it. It kind of ensures that the Armix doesn't die, and you just load the machine gun up and go to town.
Yeah, Armix in this deck isn't really like an end-all. Armix is just here for extra control package, but they really don't care for him too much. Dargo's how I finish the game.
That makes sense. Yep. And a real quick check for those of you who are watching right now. Is all the audio coming through clear? Just give me a thumbs up if it is. And hope you're enjoying the content. If you are, leave a like. If you want to see more of it, subscribe. And thanks for being here.
Wordling Outburst.
Wordling Outburst. You want to hold that one up for me there, Clay? Just leave it there, yeah. And I can click on it.
3 gobs.
Yeah, I'm passing priority on that.
Yep.
Gotta love the paper recognition here. Okay, Hordling Outburst. Got it. There.
All right. Pass turn.
All right. Upkeep. I will draw a card.
No, that menacing skeleton seems pretty good, actually.
Man, it's rough being out here in mono white.
that skeleton feels pretty good. It'll get back the initiative.
Don't worry, Taco. Initiative fixes everything.
Yeah, apparently it does, because I got a land.
Hey-oo.
So that is that. Yeah, seems like we'll have to do that. Let's go with a Argivian Phalanx. 2 less since I control 2 creatures. 4/4 Vigilance. Wish I had more creatures, but I don't. And I think I will just pass.
Okay. Let's see. Trying to make my decisions here.
What? What? I haven't read it. Isn't out here?
Okay, I will go to my turn. Pay 2 for... Oh, I guess I should have done that at end step. That's fine. Let's see. Yeah, I'm going to cast Spectral Flight.
Ooh.
It's going to give +2/+2 in flying.
Oh. That's a gigantic turtle.
How you feeling about giving me the initiative now, Taco?
I'm feeling pretty good.
Okay, cool. Well, you can get the 1/1 instead.
Whoa. Making deals with the devil.
Cool. I'll attack you with the Sailor's Bane, and I will attack you, Clay, with the 9/9.
Yep.
That's lethal.
That is lethal. Lethal.
Said you're attacking me with a 1/1?
Yeah, or 1/3.
Are you positive? I got a 4/4.
Well, I said
that's he was trying to make
this
the
was,
deal.
This was the deal, right? Otherwise, this comes at you. So, is that what you want instead?
Yeah, he hang on, Clay, hang on. He didn't realize he didn't realize the deal.
Yeah,
hang on.
This is the deal here. Is this comes at you?
Yeah, man. Yeah. It can come
Okay,
on,
cool. Good. I'm just glad we've gotten an understanding there.
Okay, so
Yeah. So it is.
Can indeed attack me. Unfortunate.
All right. And we will go into the Undercity, and we'll get.
But in response to damage,
Oh.
I'll play a Holy Light, giving all non-white creatures -1/-1. So it can indeed attack me.
Okay.
But I will
It's
reduce
zero.
its attack to 0.
So this is not going to happen necessarily. But
Unless you counter this. That's kind of funny.
That is really funny. I think
that actually keeps Clay alive. It's only 15 commander.
So I actually have to.
You have to counter it.
How much mana do you have?
I have 1. Actually, no, I have 2.
2 mana. Okay, so we'll go Spell Rupture.
Yeah.
Yep. And then I will gain the initiative.
You get your island.
Hold up.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
But that...
I've got 1 mana up.
This has an upside and a downside.
You just come and hit me and get it back. It's...
Well, the problem is Clay scooped up his board.
Yeah, that was the... This is the messed up part.
Because if I do what I can do, that's a no bueno.
Yeah, at this point you gotta kind of let it happen, because if Clay didn't scoop up, then it'd been different.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
That kind of sucks.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
It is
All
what
right,
it is.
I got it. And then I will get that land, and then I will pass the turn to you, Gator.
But let it be known, I didn't need to hold up my end of the bargain. You didn't
That
need
is
to
true.
attack me with a creature.
And you
That
did.
is
No,
true.
absolutely.
And I did not block. I did
did-
not block.
No, I was not very specific in my wording, and that's okay. We got Gabriel Hoon Costa. Welcome, friend. I haven't seen you in the chat before. Glad to have you here. Just assembled 4 cPDH decks to test with my friends. Loving your work, guys. Wow. I love this kind of positive feedback. Thank you so much. Glad to have you here, and I'm loving that you're enjoying the format. Yeah, stoked to have you here.
Ryan, I would like to attempt to take the initiative from you. For 3.
Well, it's either you or Taco, so you know.
On the final one, so
Yeah, you can have it. I'll declare no blocks.
All right, we'll get it. I reveal the top 10 cards. I don't have many
hold up.
creatures in this deck.
Yeah. I guess
I
there's
response.
there's probably
Okay.
a Dawn Charm in hand.
Okay, I don't have many creatures in this deck.
Indeed, a
so-
Dawn Charm in hand.
Oh my
Yeah, but don't you want
God.
that for the turtle for yourself?
He's gonna come and get it from me. So
I'm gonna come and get it because I'll be the first one to grab it.
let's see. Do I want to allow that to resolve? Oh, this is funny.
It
Probably-
saves you damage.
It saves me
realistically.
damage, and you get
I'll
something.
save you 1 damage.
Technically 6. I mean, it depends how hard you hit.
Yeah, it
It'll
depends
move.
on how hard you clap.
Since you come me with a 1/1, I'll hit you with a 1/1.
Sure. Okay. Yeah. Dawn Charm resolves.
Okay.
I'm not gonna think too hard about the deal, but
Let's do
and I'll say, Gabriel, I just love to hear when people are building cPDH decks with their friends. That is how I got kind of some level of community prominence, was just building battle boxes and then sharing them with people so that everybody could enjoy this great format. So good on you.
That's gonna crack me. That sucks. 3. I'm going to try and cast a Crypt Rat.
Oh my.
I think that's seeming kind of fine to me.
That's fine. Thankfully, it's a deal damage and not -1s.
Yeah. He'll still be able to go and. So this means then that if he cracks it, then you'll save the phalanx, and then I'll have to take 4, as well as 4, so 8, putting me to 7.
I mean, look, I told you I'll hit you with a 1/1.
Okay, cool. I will allow this this very scary crypt rats to resolve.
Yeah, that is a good point there. Ducks. No, we'll see what happens.
So I have one. I will sacrifice. Wait, if I'm doing my math right. 2, 4, 6. 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9.
I think you can crack crypt rats and sacrifice. No, you. Well, no, you can.
No.
Oh no, there's no way to do that. That's too bad.
Yeah, so tap, pop. Armix will go to the command zone, and I will attempt to cast Dargo.
That is a big daddy Dargo. Yeah, Taco, you're no mana, so
Yep, no mana. No manas.
I mean, if that resolves, I pass turn.
Yeah, I'm waiting. Just trying to figure out what I want to do here. I don't think that's advantageous for me to allow to resolve. I'm gonna miscalculation.
Two. Stack. Cast.
Okay.
And pass.
My upkeep. I have Throne of the Dead 3.
You
Beautiful.
don't have the initiative.
I don't, that's right. Shucks. Well, we'll get in a second.
Yeah, you'll come get it.
I'll get a combat,
Yeah.
and like I said, I'll smack you with Bushi.
Okay, you got it.
1 damage. Alright, now we have Throne
Now
of the
you
Dead
got
3.
it. Yeah. Just all
Alright.
it does is changes your draw a little bit.
Top 10, let's see.
Oh, Lagona, there you go. Ooh. Citra Priest isn't very good right now, though. The Bugler is a good one. Damn. Yeah, Bugler's a
And
great
then-
hit.
Is
So we're going to
and
get
then
Bugler.
Shuffle.
And for those of you that are watching right now and don't know what Throne of the Dead 3 is, Throne of the Dead 3 is the last stage of the Undercity. It says, reveal the top 10 cards of your library. Put a creature card from among them onto the battlefield with 3 +1/+1 counters on it. It gains hexproof until your next turn, then shuffle. And this happens all on upkeep once you reach it, and then you draw.
So, Bugler, ETB, look at the top 4.
Yep.
Yeah, power 2 or less. Let's see. reveal a Crowan Skyguard,
Okay.
and then the rest go on the bottom. Which stinks because there's a Whisper Silk Cloak in there,
That's a good one.
so that's a shame. And then, let's see.
I admit I'm still trying to figure out how your commander works.
Well, this is a pretty bad pod for this commander, I'm not gonna lie. I put it together in a haste, so I'm not 100% sure yet myself. Let's go with, that is 3. Yeah, we can do that. So we'll play a search party captain, reduced by 1 since I attacked with 1 creature. And when it ETBs, I will draw a card. Alright, not bad. I tap 1 and put a Hyena Umbra on the Militia Bugler.
Yikes. This is starting to
This
get
is
kind of
a-
scary.
6/7 first strike totem armor.
Yeah, I was about to say, we're looking really dead.
The Crypt Rats is looking like it would have been nice right now too. But I guess I didn't see how many cards you had in hand, Taco. So I was, this is a pretty good series of hits, though. So I guess.
That is, I had 3 cards. So
Wow.
get this, get another card that ETBs and draws.
I could technically help this situation out if you let me.
Mm-hmm.
And I think from there I will pass the turn since I already went to combat.
All right. I'll go to my turn.
I mean, you do still have a 9/9 flying turtle that kills me in 2 hits. I'm actually pretty sure I think I'm just dead to. Oh, shucks.
Why are you dead?
No, oh wait, never mind. The Crypt Rats is gone. Thank goodness.
Yep.
I was gonna say I should have played my flyer out. That's a shame.
Yeah, but you're gonna take the 1 hit here, and then the flyer will block it. So.
You say that. Here's a Haunted Cloak.
Trample. Nice.
I'm gonna pay 1 to equip the Sailor's Bane.
Vigi, trample, and haste. Yeah, that's a 9/9 flying trample turtle.
Yep. Yeah, we're gonna give it trample, and then
You're gonna have to send the whole squad at him.
The squad of 2.
What do you mean? You have a 6/7, a 4/4, a 2/2.
I thought you were talking to him.
No, no, you.
Yeah, I am gonna. Well, it
Uh,
depends on what you do on your turn there, because you also have a 7/5.
Yeah, but that can't go at you. I'm in the same boat you are. I'm dead to the turtle in 2 hits too.
I am going to. Boy. So if I go. If I go Taco. Yeah. Get the initiative.
Yeah, you make the turtle huge.
I could, but the turtle's already big enough. Could make
Sorry.
the auger bigger. Making the auger bigger is actually not bad. Then it can block the phalanx. Yeah, I'm gonna go at you, Taco, with the Sailor's Bane.
Yeah.
Add a
I will
counter.
take it.
And
Ouch.
I think that the answer here is to make the Augur of Bolas bigger, which is really weird. And I might be wrong. But we're going to go into the Forge. Second stage there, add 2+1/+1 counters. And then I'm going to pass the turn.
Let's draw something good. That was horrible.
That's what I like to hear.
And you've got 9 commander there, Taco. Okay, cool.
I do have 9 commander. Let me add a little
Yeah.
counter. Well,
Do you know how to
Play
track
the
that on Spell Table?
Rakdos, return this.
I do not.
You can click a Bushi Tenderfoot there, your
Three.
commander, and then you can track the
Transmute.
commander damage. Transmuting, yeah, sure.
Let's do this. No, wrong token.
So Slum Reaper, Pestilence, Thorn of the Black Rose, Siphon Mind,
So just dead to that, no matter what I do here.
Pestilence, I guess, is your best way to fight Taco.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that's what I'm supposed to do. Yeah,
Well,
I think
I don't have time to fight you.
well, it depends what Ryan does here.
I'm big dead on
You
this
want me
next turn.
to choose to not do you.
Gabriel says, don't
think
read it
it's
aloud. Is there a
both.
deck builder that lets me store results for my matchup with a deck, or a tool like a version control where I can have a history of what changes I made and why? That's a great question. So with the tracking of the matchups with your deck, I would say that if you want to record that stuff, the best place to do it is going to be in Moxfield. The Moxfield Deck Builder app is a very powerful piece of software. And sorry to interrupt you here, Gator. I know you're just finding your stuff right now. So Moxfield is, let's see, we'll go to Deck Tech here and open up a new thing of Moxfield. And then with this, we're going to go to...
Get to snuff out.
And pass.
Yeah, so you can see here, this is Moxfield. This right here, I would go and, for example, you can create these elaborate primers. And
You're up, Taco.
I would just make a primer and then record in here your different matchups. You can record your content. Also, the Tryhards has a database where we track the results of decks that are self-reported and their matchups and things like that. So that's a great way to do it too. Version control, I'll just make a V1 and a V2. But then the other thing I'll do too is I will, so we'll go to Deck Tech here. I will actually create a what's called a change log. And so here's all the changes that I've made to Witherbloom over the years since I made it.
This is going to be an important one.
Yep, go ahead.
This will be game changing. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 for a... If you have a counter, it's probably going to count. Silver Flame Ritual. If
Okay.
all my creatures 1/1 and they will all get Vigilance.
That's fine.
So let's add a counter. It's not telling the turn, is it? Nope. So let's just...
And you got to snuff out with that transmute. Gator?
Yeah, you got to snuff out.
Okay, cool.
You are at 14. Your turtle is still huge. So most I get 2, 4, 9, 10, 11, 12. I don't want to use this now, but it'd probably be the best time to use it. I have highest chance of winning if I do it now. Gonna go 2 for a leave no trace on your enchantment that gives 2/2 and flying.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, there's nothing to do about that. It is dead.
Alright, so that makes your turtle a little tinier.
Yep.
Which is good for me. So that pretty much forces you to block so you don't die. And then yeah, odds combat, and I will swing the team. So there's 2, 4, 9. Actually, it's easy to do. 10, 15, 17, 18, 9. It is 20.
Yep. I will block
No, it's
the Augur of Bolus on your search party captain. I will block the Sailor's Bane on your Argivian Phalanx.
Sailor's Bane on the Phalanx. So that'd be 7, 8, 9. That'd be 11.
11, you're still hitting me for?
The rest, yeah.
Anything else after we've declared blocks?
I'm thinking. I guess we'll have to force it out. Tap for a Defiant Strike on the Bugler.
In response, I'm going to cast Echoing Truth, targeting the Bugler.
In response, I will clap my hands in joy because I will tap for a Karametra's Blessing, giving it hexproof, and +2/+2, giving it enough to kill you.
All right.
Since it is indeed an enchanted creature.
Well done, sir. I am dead.
And I will draw a card. And I'll get the initiative back, so we're going to search for planes.
Gabriel says, nice. I didn't know about that part of Moxfield. Thank you. Yeah, glad to help. Moxfield is an incredibly powerful tool. If you want more resources on Moxfield, I can share a... First of all, Gabriel, I recommend you join the Tryhards server. This is where we do all this competitive play here. It's a great community of people brewing amazing decks, and I really can't recommend it enough. I am biased, but we do have a channel called cPDH Resources, and one of them is actually a Moxfield primer on formatting. And I'll link this in the chat right here. And that link right there will show you how to create a primer. So I'll show you all the coding involved in that.
You're up, Gator, and I have 1 mana open.
So it looks like you're muted, Gator.
The 7/8 end of turn, I'm going to try to hit the Bugler.
Hit the Bugler, that is fine. It has totem armor, so I will remove the Hyena Umbra from it. And the Bugler will survive.
We will gain a life. Yay, 1 whole life.
I remove the counter from it.
5. We will cast Armix. And we will pass turn after that.
Alright, so upkeep, we have Undercity. I'll put 2 1/1 counters on the Phalanx, making it a 7/7. And draw.
And Gabriel, just so you know, the invite link to the Discord channel, the Tryhards, as well as the PDH Homebase, is linked in the video description. So go ahead and click that and hop on in. It's a great place to get some games in.
Inspiring Overseer.
Yep.
So gain 1 and draw. That doesn't do jack, unfortunately. Combat. You're at 26. Biggest blocker is obviously Darko 7-5. So we'll sing a 6-7 vigilance and a 7-7 vigilance at you.
I'll take it.
Ooh. And I will pass the turn.
Alright, untap. We will draw. Okay. Let's see here. Yeah, that would work, right? Okay. I'd like to move to combat.
Yep. How many artifacts are in the graveyard?
1, 2, 3.
3,
And
okay.
4 with armor.
Yep. Yep.
We will. Yeah, we will attack. We will choose to discard a card. We will discard Chain Devil. We will target your Malevolent Bodyguard.
In response, we will give Militia Bugler protection from red until end of turn. Sacrifice it.
I'll respond. I will terminate that Bugler.
Ooh, the fancy terminate art to boot.
How many cards in hand? Awesome. Alright, Bugler is terminated though. Alright, so now I gotta think about how I want to block. So let's... Man, I really wish I had a spell so I could actually flip my commander right now. We'll block. We'll still block Armix with Bushi.
Okay.
The 3-2. And then think it's best if I double block Dargare and leave my phalanx alive.
Okay. They
So
will
we're
both...
5 damage.
Alright. They will both die. I will gain the initiative.
Yep.
Reveal. 1, 2,
Ah, shoot, I forgot about that.
4,
Gosh darn it.
5. You still took trample too, by the way.
Yeah, 2 damage.
Yeah. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, great. And 10.
Let's
That is
go.
a whiff. Wow.
Wow.
Beautiful,
Throne of the
beautiful.
Dead 3 betrayal.
Beautiful.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
That's so game ending. Like
Yeah, that was.
I mean,
that was
it-
my out. Like
it happens
was what
more
it was.
often than people think. But how many creatures do you have in your deck? Like 16, maybe?
Yeah, not many.
So
Like right about 16.
So the breakpoint for that I found, and this is not data based, but experientially, the breakpoint for Throne of the Dead 3 to be like a 90% is something like 20 plus.
Yeah. Well,
but-
I mean, that was my out there. Like
yeah,
I was
totally.
hunting
You
for.
had to play to that for sure, and you probably should have hit something. Like
Yeah,
that's you're probably
so-
like 85 or 80% to hit something, anything, right?
So then that
You're not dead yet, but yeah.
Yeah, I'll have a 9-9 on my turn.
Yeah, and
Oh.
I'll pass.
Alright, end step, I will use the lantern for the first time this entire game. And it is not a land. So do I want it on the bottom? Dang, that's actually a tough choice.
Man, that was rough. That
I'll
was
keep
my-
it. I'll keep it on top. And
That
then
was my-
upkeep Undercity. I'll put 2/1/1, so my phalanx will become a 9/9.
Yep.
I will draw. Play a plains. I'll go.
Wait. Why? I have the Undercity.
Oh yeah, shoot. That's right.
But he'll come and get it, and then he'll get it.
Yeah, my bad.
Yeah, but I only take 7 right now.
7.
That's-
Oh,
9.
that's a good point. Yeah, good point. Yep. Yeah, so
Right.
Undercity triggers on gaining the initiative and on upkeep.
My bad. Yeah, so go to combat, hit you for 7. And then I'll put 2/1/1 counters on the phalanx to make it a 9/9. Then I will tap 2 and play the Akroan Skyguard.
Oh, I'm surprised you didn't do that backwards.
Yeah, put it on the
That's a
Skyguard.
good point.
But
Yeah, with flying, I mean,
yeah.
that's true. Alright, I will pass. But it can also, if he somehow has a way to give Armix haste or something, it die to Armix.
End of turn, draw.
Good point.
Untap.
Let's see if he's got
Draw.
it. Do you have an out?
Three. Navigation orb. 1. Executioner's capsule.
Yeah?
I'm going to try to main phase this now because I know how your deck is. Try to kill the 9/9.
Alright, well,
Time to spin
I'll tap 1 for the card I tapped on top, a blacksmith skill, and give it hexproof.
So,
GG.
Taco, what's your turn order in your Mox field right there?
My turn order, my mind is 13.
Thank you.
Turn 13. Wow. Hey, that was a pretty slick game there. Nice job, Taco. Coming in hot with this commander that did literally nothing the whole game, but then like beat us down with like mono white stuff.
Well, that's how it happens. That's exactly how it
I
happens.
mean,
I was
yeah,
gonna say that is how it happens. Like,
yeah. But that's rad. Jin Shooting Star says sick game. I agree. That was filthy for sure. A lot of good swinging back and forth. I was really happy with how my deck performed there. I kind of walked into dying there. I did not need to die because I knew that you had the Karametra's Blessing after you revealed it. But
At the very beginning of the game.
what's that?
yeah.
At the very beginning of the game.
Yeah, I totally kind of forgotten about that, and but I think I was probably dead regardless. I was.
Well, the turning point was that you shouldn't have countered my Dargo there. You should have let me kept the Crypt Rats, and
I didn't think you were
Like-
going to sack the Crypt Rats to play out your Dargo again because I thought you valued the Crypt Rats more. So I don't know that that's a mistake so much on my part as it was.
Well, I thought, because with Crypt Rats, I thought I was definitely just dead.
Because
I didn't have enough black
on the
mana.
field.
You could
I only had 3 black mana at the time.
right, but I'm saying that that's not my mistake because it was your choice to sack the Crypt Rats, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And it wasn't an outcome I considered you to do. So there's that. But like I thought that the Crypt Rats would be important enough to you because for one thing, I was at such a low life total that like Crypt Rats. I thought you'd keep Crypt Rats for the dual benefit of killing his board and for being able to pressure my life total.
No.
Hey,
Who we got?
No, that was the.
look who just showed up.
Who is it? Is it the puzzle himself?
It's Mr. Champion Sir to you.
Mr. Champion, sir. Puzzle, how you doing this morning?
Of the cPDH realm.
Oh, he just hopped in. No audio.
No audio. All right.
For you people on stream that are confused at what's happening, our recent champion just hopped into our chat.
Yeah.
So you can't really see it on stream.
I may take this into a puzzle. If you get your audio ready, I'd love to chat with you and take a look at your list and then talk about the tournament.
All right, you guys. Well, thank you guys for the game. Really
Hey, Gator,
appreciate it.
well played. Thanks for playing.
You
And
end
enjoy.
in the stream?
I may. Hey, there he is. I may just transfer this over here, and just like continue on and just mark this on the video. Do a little
and then that
stream
and then
marker.
that gets segregated out at the end.
Yeah, well, we have to do that manually, but that's fine. Yeah. Yeah, for those of you sticking around, we are going to move straight into an interview here with Puzzlebox, the recent winner of the CBB 100 cEDH budget tournament, and chat with him about his deck. So we're going to have a brief intermission here as I kind of move my interface around and make sure that we're able to take a look at that deck in all of its glory, and also get Puzzle in here. Maybe the way to do this, Clay, could you switch to your single face cam for Spell Table, and we'll just record this in Spell Table. And then Puzzle, do you want to join our Spell Table game and just stream your face?
Sure. Is it in the looking for game chat still?
It'll be in the current chat we're in, I believe, or maybe it was in LFG, one of the two.
Looks like LFG. Ugh, I just got done with a 3-hour drive, so.
Wow. Yeah, I hear ya. Where are you driving from?
I drove from my college town up down to my hometown, so.
Oh, wow. I'm wondering if this is the best way to do it here, because I want to... Hey, there he is. I want to be able to look at the game as well as be able to talk to you about this. So maybe the best way for me to do this is just to stream... with you guys in audio and then just my face, because I don't have an interface set up where I can capture both of you guys while also going over the game. That's one of the things I want to do is go kind of not necessarily play by play, but I do want to like go over the video and see if there are any like key moments.
Okay,
and...
I got an idea. So while you take your time in doing that, Puzzle and I will talk about the early rounds and stuff like that. So that'll build up to the final round, and then you'll have your thing set up by then. Because I'd like to talk about my experience too.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. No, it'd be good to get both of you, since you two were among the players that played in it, to rife off back and forth on that. And there's nothing really for me to. What's that, Puzzle?
My family just got home. I'm gonna say hi to them real quick.
Okay, cool.
I'll be right back.
That sounds good. Cool. Yeah, so I just don't have an interface for it, but we could. It would just be
that's fine. This is me trying to buy you time, and you're not accepting it.
No,
not accepting it.
No, that's okay. I'm working through in my mind how to do it. So it would be just going to this one here, and then going to the recording, which would be.
Or you could just throw the deck in a screen in that blank spot, or a card overlay in that blank spot. Oh, I guess that would be the video too.
Yeah. So this right here. Let's see if that's getting the outcome we want. Yeah. So like this right here, and
don't forget to change your overlay to connoisseurs.
No, we're not going to do that right now. That is too complicated. Okay. We're going to go... Oh, here, actually, we can do it. This one here, set to the CBB tournament, like that. Yep. There we go. Bingo. And that should get us in there. We've got Nick the Predatory Pickle saying Clay is a butt heart. Lol. And then we're gonna...
Hey, Nick, guess what? Chicken butt.
Suck a duck.
or Clay's butt, however you want to.
All right, so what we can do here is this will be the play-by-play. Man, I'd love to get a
look at that beefcake. Look at that fucking beefcake right there. Hey, family. Got Puzzle, they don't know that they're in the presence of like fucking greatness right now. Yeah, they just do not know that your family is unaware.
So I wonder, God, I'd just love to see if we could figure out how to Yeah, we may just not have the technology to fully capture this the way that I want to right now, and that is fine. But we'll just kind of go and start with Clay and Puzzle. Puzzle. I'll just preface. Clay and I got to talk a little bit earlier about our experience his experience in the tournament. And
well, we talked about the deck. We didn't talk about any of the rounds or
got
any
it.
of that stuff.
Yeah,
and
so
even then we
guys
talked about your tour, not so much my tour.
That's right. Yep. So go ahead. You guys can take it off.
Where'd he go? Puzzle. Where is he? The mystery man. He's so good. He's not even. Can't even see him. John Cena, baby. Can't even see him. There he is.
There he is.
He doesn't have his ears on either, so he can't hear
All right,
anything.
I am set.
There we go.
I was talking about how like sexy you were and all that stuff, and you just missed all of it. So okay, so early rounds. Now I think Puzzle will agree. So no tournament is without hiccup. So
Yeah.
but as far as organization goes, I feel like now this wasn't a professional organization that does this for a living or what have you. It was just basically a group of volunteers dedicating their time to organizing and performing in a tournament setting. And given those inputs, I think they performed excellently. Like everything from round to round to round. Oh, by the way, shout out to Imminence and their website. As soon as the winners from each pod were put in, all they had to do was like hit a button. You know, the pods were reset, and like they thought it was going to take like 30 minutes to arrange like new pods for the next rounds. I mean, literally seconds. So shout out to Imminence for their hot tech. But I mean, I went from round to round. So Puzzle probably had the longer play experience. Like he probably played all 12 hours.
Yep, I sure did. Except for the first round. But yeah,
mine went relatively quick because I remember, because we had other buddies in here too. We had Jorbs, we had Morgana, and I think it's just us four, right?
I think so.
So being the proud daddy that I am, I'd constantly look to see if the other pods were active and see if they were still playing or what have you. My first game, I was actually paired against Jorbs and Morgana.
Yeah, I saw that.
And okay, okay. So I was talking earlier about getting Munson. So I got Morgana'd the first game.
Yep.
I'm playing against who was I playing against? I was playing against Chuck. Chuck was on that weird the landfall deck. Who was the
Kodama?
Yeah,
Kodama Tago.
Yes, yeah. So he was on that Kodama Tago, and then it's been so long I can't even remember the anyway. Full board states. Morgana's got one creature. It's a cost reducer for her combo thing, right? I got tore out. I hit an Evikar's Justice, no buyback, and she counters it to save her one creature and doesn't allow me to clear the entire board.
Yeah.
So
rough.
How was your early? I know you had one. Were you in that pod that had the trouble?
Yeah. So my first round, somebody had some webcam trouble, so we had to get a person with a buy to play instead. But it didn't matter that much because we lost turn 4 to Savala.
Got juiced.
My only counter spell was Rewind, which cost 4. And the Alayla player, I think, just didn't have any interaction. So we just kind of got smoked that round.
What was your fastest win in the early games? Or were you just grinding the whole time?
I only won once in the early games. I went 1-3, but I won. Oh, it was late games still. Probably like turn 9, maybe.
So between the tie breaks and Didn't you get going
Yeah,
into the
I think-
semifinals? Didn't you get bumped?
I think I was the highest placed person with 1 win,
Mm-hmm.
and then I think someone above dropped as well. But I think the way it showed the standings was just a little off. So I think I would have made top 16 regardless, like as number 16.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
a little interesting the labeling for, because they had number of wins, how many points you had, and then they had this weird percentage that was really difficult to kind of gauge exactly what it meant. And I assume it to mean what your opponent's win percentage was.
yeah, combined.
So
average.
if your opponents had a lower win percentage, then you ranked higher.
You ranked worse, I think, because if your opponents
Oh, because you play better. Yeah, you play better opponents. Okay, yeah.
So my opponents had a 27% win rate. So on average, I was playing against winners. So
Wow, because you're a champion.
Because
Yeah.
Because you're a fucking champion.
yeah.
Okay, so I had so by the time I left, after 4 rounds, I had already played like 8.5 hours of Magic. Now we had like small breaks in there, and if you got done earlier, you had other breaks. But between like housework and letting dogs out and all that stuff, it was really just this like solid 8 hours of like go upstairs, come back down, go upstairs, come back down for me.
Mm-hmm.
So by the time I got off, like I didn't watch your semis at all. And in fact, I may have spent part of that time kind of rewatching the footage, because what they did for the stream, their stream, and Ryan's got it up. Well, the semis or the finals, it's just the one game. But during the regular rounds, the Swiss, they would just switch between the games and then do commentary over top of that. So yeah, I spent part of that time just kind of re-looking, like analyzing my own plays. You know, I'm not without mistakes and all that stuff. So I didn't catch that, and I even went next door to enjoy a fine cigar in a warm house and stuff like that. So by the time I got back to the house, got inside, crawled into bed, and I told Ryan this earlier, I had taken a Benadryl like 11:30 or something like that, and I was fighting sleep to watch you finish that game. So I'm sitting there lying up in bed, and I got the sleep monster big time, and I'm just sitting there like watching it. So okay, so take us into the semis and then into your final game.
And perhaps even could we rewind a little bit and go to the deck itself? I think this would be a great place to start here.
I inherently do this now. I did that a lot.
Yeah, so we're gonna find. Let's see if we can find. It's unfortunate the way they listed this here because it's really hard to find the commander. But
they listed the wrong one on there. But they listed my. Did they get the? They changed it. Never mind. We're good. Initially, they had my Kadira list on there.
So we had a no ban list cPDH Gretchen Titchwillow, the little halfling that could, here in the command zone. And tell us about the deck.
Yeah, so basically it's a deck that's just trying to make infinite mana and use Gretchen in the command zone as an outlet to draw through your deck and win from there. My list has the simplified win condition of using the door. I can't remember the name. It's
Secret
the
Door?
Secret Door.
Yeah, Secret Door.
Yeah, I'll find all the
Dungeon.
cards as you talk about them.
Yeah, so that lets you venture into the dungeon. And so I would go through the Lost Mine of Phandelver, which has the Dark Pool to drain each opponent for 1. And additionally, at the end of that, you have to draw a card, which means I have another loop in my deck with a Boro Breeze Color combined with Mystic Sanctuary and Reclaim.
Yep, so Ouroboros Breeze Collar returns a land to your hand, you untap a land. That land that you're untapping is covered in auras, so you're making enough mana to activate Gretchen Titchwillow and put that land back into play, correct? And that makes you mana positive?
So, assuming you have infinite mana already at this point, you can cast Reclaim targeting something. You can bounce your Mystic Sanctuary to hand, and then put it back into play with Gretchen, drawing the card you reclaimed.
Where's Oh, there it is. There's Reclaim. Yep. So Reclaim puts it back on top. Okay.
Yep. And then you draw that card with Gretchen, and you put Mystic Sanctuary into play. Mystic Sanctuary ETB, you target the Reclaim, put it back. You activate Gretchen, draw it.
And that's infinite blue.
Loop this. Yeah, and you can loop that to actually refill your deck. And from that point, you can infinitely venture, presenting that loop as well in between to basically venture infinitely.
You also have a couple of soft wins as well. Infinite Mana Capsize would be one
Infinite
of them.
Mana Capsize.
Although it's worth saying that an Infinite Mana Capsize oftentimes leads to other forms of win. If you can return, say, an Archaeomancer.
You can bounce Archaeomancer infinitely and win with Compulsive Research, drawing everybody out. There's a lot of win conditions once you have the infinite.
You also have, I believe you have Deep Analysis. No, you do not.
Nope.
Deep Analysis is another one that can be used that way, where you can target players with it and make them draw their whole deck out. Compulsive Research does the same. You also have, let's see, what else do you have? You have Snap Archaeomancer, another combo. This one, High Tide, leading off on High Tide with an Archaeomancer and a Snap. Allows you to infinitely snap the Archaeomancer in and out of play and generate infinite mana.
So all you need for that is a land that taps for... If you have 2 lands that combine tap for 7 mana, you can make infinite mana with that combo.
And you don't even need High Tide at that point, right?
Combos. Yep. Freed from the Real combos. Galvanic Alchemist is essentially a second copy of Freed from the Real. There's a Boro Breeze Caller, which can go infinite on its own, or with a land untapper, Stone Cedar Hierophant, that untaps whenever land ETBs. There's a lot of ways to make infinite, and the deck just ramps and plays Thrasios until then.
Yeah, so one of the things I wanted to talk about, I watched that whole game through, and I gotta say, I was so excited. I was like, it was late, I was kind of sleepy, but as I started to pay attention to the game state, a couple of things that I learned, because I came into the game partway through. First thing I noticed, you were at 32 life. Second thing I learned is that you essentially had a full grip of cards, 7 cards in hand. You had very little commander damage. And when I first tuned in, my first thought was, if this was cPDH, I would think that I was fucking dead. Because a Gretchen, basically like an untouched Gretchen, with a full grip of cards. And then the third thing I noticed was that you had 3 auras on one land, as well as an aura on a Simic Growth Chamber. And so you just had gobs of mana, and you weren't being pressured. And my initial thought was, and people will see this in the recording if they go and they see the VOD for the chat, I was popping off. I was like, dude, this is like, I think Gretchen's going to win this game. Like, I think Puzzle Box is going to get this if they don't see what's going on. And so take us through the flow of the game, and how we got to like a mid-game state that was so congested and so unaggressive, because I think you noticed too, like nobody was swinging out, right? There was very little combat damage being deployed until the end.
So my opening hand had I went to 6. I had an Aether Spellbomb, and then I had 2 land enchantments, some card draw, and 2 lands. So basically turn 1, and I was last in turn order, which is not great, but I was in between Winota and Gitrog, which is pretty good for me.
And why is that?
In my opinion, I get to untap before the Gitrog player during the turn cycles, in a way, quote unquote. They have to play with me having open mana every turn.
Same with the Kodama Tago deck, which had some combos in it as well.
Yep. Yeah, so I prevent the Gitrog from comboing, which means that by threatening interaction, they don't want to combo, which means I get to hold up interaction for Kodama. So that's really good for me. And I was really looking forward to playing against Winota. That was my first game against Winota. But Winota helps me so much with stacks pieces. It helps me slow the game down. And that's where I want to be.
You know, it was pretty funny to look at that. The rule of law effect that was in play was deafening silence. And
that was so good for me.
Dude, yeah, this is the funny thing is like no discredit to the announcers, but the announcers were misunderstanding how that card was playing out. They thought that it was holding you back. And it was doing quite the opposite. And I think
counter spell a turn.
And this is partially just like format knowledge, because it's like, what do you play at common, right? Well, the removal that you've got in your deck is bounce spells. So you've got echo. So I was sitting there screaming to the moon, like, it doesn't, like, this is great. He's not getting pressured. Nobody's developing their board. He's got an activated ability he can sink mana into over and over and over again that does not interact with deafening silence. And it's just an echoing truth, or actually, you have less bounce spells than I thought. So it was really just echoing truth.
Yep.
Snap.
Oh, Snap wouldn't have gotten rid of deafening silence.
Oh yeah.
Capsize.
And capsize.
I am
okay.
Playing,
but tutors.
Unlike my cPDH deck version, I am playing the naturalized.
Oh yeah. Oh, you've got
which is
it's Nature's Claim.
Yeah,
okay.
Nature's Claim.
So you had Nature's Claim as an out. You also had do you have Dizzy Spell? Dizzy Spell into Nature's Claim.
So I have 3 CMCs, and I have multiple
tutors.
ways to tutor each of those.
Yeah, so Merchant Scroll into Capsize, Merchant Scroll into Echoing Truth, Merchant Scroll or Dizzy Spell into Nature's Claim. So you had, and this is kind of what I was sitting on, is like, I thought you had more bounce spells, but it doesn't matter. You didn't need more bounce spells. You just needed any of the ways to find them. And so the interpretation by the desk was, this rule of law is controlling the Gretchen player. And the reality is that it was just buying you time, because everybody could only cast 1 spell each turn. You're just sitting with a full grip of cards, developing your board. And the other read that they had was that, oh, he's going to have the haste problem. He's going to need an untapper in play to do this. But it's like, you had a land that produced probably 6 mana, right? You had 3 auras on it, so 7?
I could make 7 total. So I could win with Archaeomancer Snap, and I did have that on the turn I won. So even if they stopped my Freed combo, I would still be able to win.
That's disgusting. Well, and there's also the Ouroboros Breezecaller, which does not require haste. And I think what a lot of them didn't realize is, oh, well, they can just throw rocks at the Ouroboros. And I said, he will return every single land to his hand that is not his one that taps for all the mana, and he will win at instant speed. He'll make infinite mana, and then he'll do his thing from there. And so it was really cool to watch that, but interesting to see also the interplay between the different the different decks of the table. So why were people not attacking, do you think?
So one thing, Winota was mana screwed. That helped a lot.
Okay.
Additionally, I had Aether Spellbomb in play, which is crazy good at cEDH tables, because no one wants to cast their commander, because I have a bounce spell in play. No one wants to swing at me with their 6/6 Gitrog, because I'll just bounce it. It's not worth it.
It's really interesting how these onboard effects play out, right?
Aether Spellbomb carried the early game.
Yeah, this is something we see in cPDH too, and I think this is perhaps an area of exploration where we need more of it, which is like, there's other effects that do this. You've got Executioner's Capsule, but you've also cards like Seal of Removal, which is an enchantment, 0 mana, bounce something, and you've also got cards like Seal of Doom or Seal of Fire, right, that just sit there, and people ask themselves, why would I run into this when I can let somebody else do it? And when everybody asks that same question, nobody attacks the player who has the onboard trick. And unless you absolutely have to. So the trouble with those cards can be if the player there's a player that needs to run into it, then they'll just do it, and it's just a removal spell. But in a case like yours, this sat there and it just disincentivized attacking for the whole game.
Yep. Not to mention, there was a Deafening Silence in play, and that is a spell that I cast early that is now an activated ability, so I have extra interaction that does not count as casting a spell.
It's actually so gross. Like, if you think about the actual effect of Aether Spellbomb, it probably prevented, something on the order of like 30 damage, right? Like, people could have just hit you, but they just decided not to because they'd rather have somebody else lose their commander, and then have to run it into a counterspell instead. It's powerful magic, man. Definitely good.
All
so,
right.
Yeah, go ahead.
So I have. Okay, so the dirty, right? So you've got Mystic Remora and Rhystic Study, and everybody who plays cPDH knows that those are banned cards in our format, but you utilize them to juice the deck up a little bit. So the real question, I know that you used Remora in one game.
Yep.
So
I cast Remora once, never cast Rhystic Study.
So it could be said that you didn't necessarily need them.
I may as well have been playing cPDH.
How many cards did you draw off of your first Mystic Remora? Your only Mystic Remora?
Yeah, so the one game I cast it, I drew 4 cards. I kept it in play for 1 turn.
That's pretty good. But, all told, right?
But yeah, that was very strong, but I was winning that game regardless. I'm going to be honest.
Yeah. Wow. So yeah, the point you're making here, Clay, is that the ultimate flex is that you basically won this deck with a mostly cPDH compliant deck.
Mm-hmm.
That's insane.
Yeah.
It's so sick.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah, that is incredible. So why do you think the Winota player was not... This is a big question that was happening among the commentators in the chat. Why do you think Winota was not deploying their commander and attacking?
Aether Spellbomb.
That's literally it? Really?
Yeah, we were talking, and they're like, I want to cast Winota, but if I cast Winota, it gets bounced, and then I have to play it again, and I'm tapped out for the turn cycle.
Do you think that you would have actually bounced it?
Yes.
Do you think it was coming at you?
Regardless, if Winota came down that early, he had like 5 creatures to trigger Winota the turn it dropped. I had no choice but to bounce it if they were to cast it.
So that's interesting.
And Winota players get really upset when you interact with their non-humans.
Yeah, turns out, as you learned, you just gunned them down and they got mad. So, yeah. The interesting thing about that, though, is if you think about the other players there, if they know that, then why weren't they swinging themselves? If they know that the Winota player was being bottled up by that single card, then they
they swing, I'm forced to pop Spellbomb.
So
then we don't have Spellbomb for Winota.
Yeah, they're utilizing. So that's interesting.
Yeah.
So everybody is scared because everybody wants me to have Spellbomb, but nobody wants me to have
this is what we weren't getting when we were sitting in chat, was the conversations happening on your end, wherein there's a dynamic playing out there that so what I'm hearing is that people were scared of Winota.
Yeah, everyone's scared of Winota because Winota can get 5 triggers the turn she comes into play for half the game, which is absurd, and the game is Winota's if that happens, period.
Interesting. I'm curious why they wouldn't just like push that responsibility onto you to just counter it, right? Like couldn't the Get Rog player, for example?
I'm the only blue player at the table, so I understand it a bit, but yeah, they definitely could have forced it.
Like Get Rog or Kodama could have, those players could have pressured you, forced the spell bomb, and then said, yeah, like your problem now, and you're gonna have to deal with it because if you don't, we'll all die.
Yep.
That's interesting. That was that. So we didn't get that deep in the chat in terms of exploring that dynamic of the Aether Spellbomb. I don't think anybody in chat really
nobody knew.
Well, they were talking about it. We were talking about how good the Spellbomb was, but we weren't talking about the fact that it was there was like this sort of dynamic that was weaving its way around the table, wherein they didn't want the Spellbomb to pop because they didn't want Winota, and they weren't going to make you pop it because you were saying I will pop it. That's really interesting. I still think it seems like they should have forced you to do it, and then basically like bullied you to counter the Winota, which you would have to do, right? You'd be obligated. Interesting. That was talked about a lot in the chat about the Winota player not attacking, but also the Tago player and the Get Rog player just not attacking because the game ended with like high life totals.
Yeah, I got really lucky in that game, and I think I politicked really well too.
Yeah,
but
yeah. Somebody said that you were a politician.
Yeah,
For
and
sure.
this is no discredit to your gameplay. You played this game masterfully, and of course, this is a social game, and being able to navigate and weave your way between all those players is a credit to your skill as a player. It was just interesting to think about the things that the players could have been doing to proactive.
Probably should not have won that game, but
Interesting.
we got there.
I'm tweeting with all the information that you're giving me.
So then another question would be, how much of that win would you attribute to the fact that you're playing a cPDH deck?
There is definitely a factor because they didn't necessarily know my deck inside and out, but I know theirs inside and out, right? I know cDH, I know Winota, but they don't know what I'm doing, and I think that really showed whenever the Togo player didn't throw a rock.
Yes.
Before my untapper didn't have something sickness. I was astonished.
Yeah, this was something.
I could have protected it, but still, it was insane.
So there were two things that happened there that you just covered, which was you had the ability to protect it, which was either a counterspell or a Tamiyo safekeeping. And
I had the Tamiyo safekeeping a long time. Counterspell wouldn't help because it's a rock.
Yes, exactly. So that interaction was something we were all really everybody was very nervous to see whether there was going to be a rock thrown at the untapper, and I think for me and it should have been, right? That's yes. It
very much should have.
And this is where those sorcery speed mass edicts that we have in cPDH come into play, where you're just sort of taxing those creatures out of the game, or trying to limit their time in play so that they don't have haste. But the Togo player not tagging the what was it, the druid, it was the lay druid, I think it was Juniper. Well, there was the lay druid.
It was lay druid.
Lay druid. That was that's what you're saying. That was kind of astounding to you. Were you're just expecting that to happen?
Yeah, so I drew it a turn before I cast it, but I didn't cast it because I was like, it's gonna die to a rock.
Yeah.
And then I decided to just send it.
Yeah.
The next turn, I was like, if it happens, it happens. I have one protection spell. They only have one creature in play.
And then they made a shitload of rocks.
Yeah, and then they just didn't throw it, and I was like, okay, so I'm fine now.
Now we're moving on to right after this, there was a scenario where there was lethal rock damage on board. There was your untapper in play. They had only enough mana to throw all the rocks, but one of their rocks was one of their rocks was attached to a tapped creature. Rocks require you to tap, and one of the best interactions in the whole fucking game was you casting Echoing Truth on the creature to bounce the rock attached to the creature that couldn't get rid of it. Now, for those of you that don't know, Echoing Truth, if it loses its target, it no longer has a name, and so the other things don't get bounced. So
and chat and the commentators were very confused about this because they didn't know what you were targeting. And then once everybody figured out that you were targeting the one attached to the tap creature, that's when you could see, it was palpable, the light bulb went on, and they were like, oh my god, that is big brain. So
I held a lot of interaction for that, and I had to that was right before the turn that I went for a win, right? So that turn I had to pop a Deafening Silence. I politicked Winota that turn, because I was like, I'm gonna have to bounce your board if you're swinging at me. And he was like, I will not swing lethal at you. And I know there's 4 damage in play, right? And I know that them saying I won't swing lethal at you means I will put you down to 4. But what they don't know is that I have 2 life gain in my hand, and the ability to force the rocks to be thrown this turn. So yeah, I got them to swing 5 at me, put 2 triggers of rocks on the stack because I'm forcing them to use the rocks that turn. And then, yeah, gain 2 life with Tamiyo's safekeeping, targeting my land to make sure that they couldn't blow up the target. So, at that point, if they kill the Untapper, I still have Archaeomancer Snap to win the game. The Untapper is extra at this point. It was 2 turns before that I was like, yeah, this game's over. As soon as the land Untapper made it a turn cycle, and that gave me an extra Gretchen activation per turn cycle from that point, because I had a land that tapped for 4.
Mm-hmm.
It is like, yeah, this game's over.
So I message Puzzle mid-game when I jump in, and I'm looking at the board state. I'm seeing how many cards he has in hands. I'm seeing these auras in play, 32 life, full grip according to the announcers, and I message you and I say something along the lines of, where is it here? Yeah, I say, keep your cool, you got this.
Yeah, I didn't see your message, but
and he goes, dude, my hands were shaking so bad. So this is, I think, it's about the time when you were realizing, like, oh, I think I'm gonna win this game. Like just, you've got multiple layers of protection. You've got what were you playing against in your mind that you were going to have to counter to win this? Like, what were your sort of worry points about your, like, fail state? Was it dying to combat damage?
No, it was Gitrog. Gitrog had an emergence zone in play.
Oh,
which means they can go for a win on top of my win. But the turn that I went for the win, they tapped their emergence zone that turn cycle.
Wow.
And,
okay, so let's pull this deck up. So this is the Gitrog deck. See if we can find it here. Not everybody like put their commander.
I think you might have went past it. I saw Dakmor salvage up.
Oh, Dakmor salvage. Yeah, that's the one. Okay. So
I assume that's the Gitrog deck.
So let's find that emergence zone. That is a
land.
Yeah. Oh, there it is. Yep. Okay. Sacrifice it, you may cast spells as though they had flash. And
yeah,
what?
So yeah, Gitrog can win at instant speed very easily.
In a way that's uncounterable.
All Gitrog needs to do is not uncounterable, but I have to deal with a discard outlet, and I can do that. But if they have 2, it starts getting really sketchy.
Interesting.
Yeah, they cast a discard outlet, I counter it, they cast another discard outlet in response, and then, you know, they can go for a Dakmor salvage loop to draw through their deck and cast Dark Ritual and make infinite mana and win on top of me.
Wow.
So that was the scariest thing.
So with that being said, is there an element of the Winota and Kodama players knowing that this was a thing and not wanting you dead?
Maybe. There was a deafening silence in play until the turn that I won.
Yeah, that was also controlling the Gitrog player.
Loop.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was really helping.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it seems like the deafening silence may have just been like people may have misinterpreted what that was accomplishing, because yes, it was keeping
my deafening silence.
Yeah, that was your deafening silence. This is the hashtag all your bases belong to us cheat code of StarCraft, where it's like, no, that's not yours. This is doing my work. So wow, that is fantastic. And so end of the game, you ended up comboing off with which creature?
I made infinite mana with the Ley Druid and Freed from the Realm. with my land tapped for 4.
Yeah.
Just made infinite mana. They cast a Naturalize in response to the first untap, and I just put another activation on the stack because
that's what you
right
do.
on top.
Freed from the Real works.
Right on top.
And, yeah, just made infinite mana. Went through, capsized the board. Cast my other creature that is a Freed from the Real.
Yep. So your Galvanic Alchemist.
Go to main phase 2 to empty mana pools.
Oh yeah.
And go from there. Go for my venture loop.
That is masterful. So, based on this here, there are several elements of this deck that, in the cPDH context, are like evolutions, I want to say, of the combo meta. And one of those is that you have these creatures that require an untap to win. But that is not necessary for you to win. You can just win on the spot. And I think what we saw for a while is we had like Tatiova deck that required, for the most part, that you had aside from the Peregrine Drake, Ghostly Flicker, Archaeomancer, or Pneumatic Wall combo with a High Tide, that the untapping, the land, the creatures that put lands into play with Tidal Bore all took a turn to wind up, and it meant that people could kill things that didn't have haste to stop the combo. And what we have here is a deck that almost in a lot of ways like baits out interaction on these sorcery speed or sort of non-hasty untappers. And that seems to be a really interesting dynamic moving forward, is that you do have to kill these things, but it is not does not mean you're going to
necessarily baiting, because they will win the game. But
yes. So you do want to kill them, but that doesn't mean that you cannot win at instant speed or on your own turn. With some of these new techs like the Archaeo Snap, High Tide, or the Ouroboros Breeze Caller, which can go that same very turn. So moving forward, do you think that this has implications for other cPDH combo decks that are in the Simic space?
It's possible. I think Gretchen is strong, even in cPDH. I think she's very powerful. I've been playing her for like a month and a half, 2 months now, just grinding her so that I could learn the deck for this tournament. And my cPDH list is different. I play Strider's Harness as a haste enabler. I play some Fogs, like Moment's Peace, because damage is a lot more relevant. But
you also have Weather the Storm.
Yep, Weather the Storm. I can gain infinite life during a storm turn, or just, gain 15 life twice, as Ryan has experienced.
Yeah. This is a funny thing. Like in chat, we were talking about this, and I thought one of the things that made me really confident in your position was actually misunderstanding your deck. I didn't realize that you didn't have these cards available to you in your deck. I, with these, I thought, he's like low life, but like don't like, it's not a big deal. Like he can gain it back with Weather Storm. And when I realized you didn't, I got a lot more nervous. But I didn't have
2 life, and that was enough.
Yeah, that was sufficient. That's all you needed. In cPDH, these cards are far more crucial. Because they're more relevant because there's no stacks. Stacks prevents a deep stack and the ability to gain a bunch of life off of Weather the Storm. So
And then
Moment's Peace is not a bad piece of tech.
Yeah.
Speaking like Michila, Winota.
Yeah, and then you also have your Strider Harness here to occasionally be able to go at instant speed. Or with haste, for your untappers. So the thing about Gretchen that I remember not that long ago when I was looking at having some combo decks in my battle box, I actually switched out Tatiova for Gretchen. And
I think Gretchen's better.
Oh. So this was a read that I had wondered about, but I didn't have experience with the deck enough to say it. But say that again.
I think Gretchen is better than Tatiova.
Okay. Yeah. And
where at
in
specifically?
cPDH.
Yeah. Okay.
So
Say it.
yeah.
Oh, okay. So what line? Okay, so now we're getting nuanced. So
Yeah.
which combo lines in Gretchen are you speaking directly to that
I don't
makes
think
it?
it's the combo lines.
You just think it's the
I
unassummingness?
think Mystic Sanctuary is broken. And I think being able to... You can loop Mystic Sanctuary with Gush, Tragic Lesson, Deprive, and a Boreal Breeze Color with Gretchen, because you bounce it to your hand, put it into play with Gretchen activation, draw cards, and you can loop that just constantly. And, you know, no one's gonna... If you're interacting with Gretchen herself, you're already losing.
Yeah.
This is
not good.
There was
Well, the same could be said for Tatiova as well. Like if you're interacting with Tatiova yourself, you're losing.
It's the other things that Tatiova has in play. The creatures that put the lands into play are far more important than the commander, than they can get back over and over and over again. And this is really one of those places where Gretchen has proven itself in my mind, is that it's 2 mana. And the difference between 2 and 5 is dramatic. A Tatiova player does not usually get priced out of Tatiova, but it does get expensive. You know, when you're sitting there paying 11 mana for Tatiova, that doesn't leave a ton of room to do other things, whereas Gretchen doesn't really need to be in play. Like, and if you make infinite mana, then you just cast Gretchen and you have your infinite outlet. It's very similar to, or actually I should say Sludge Strider has a similar thing where it's like Sludge Strider doesn't need to be in play at any point in time for you to combo off, because once you make infinite mana, you just play it and then you drain and then you get to win. And Gretchen's the same way. Once you make that infinite, you just draw your whole deck, put all your lands into play, and it's a wrap. And so one of the other things about her being 2 mana, though, and this is really what made Gretchen appealing to me, is she's a 0/4. Damn, she thick.
It's a good blocker.
It's a great blocker. And there have been so many times we have played where I've got attackers that just fundamentally won't get through because you can just block them. And that ability to dissuade aggression and to essentially suggest to people that they'd be more productive going elsewhere is buying you immense amounts of life and time. And that's something Tatiova can't do. It's like that extra toughness is really big. I often talk about 4 toughness black creatures as being some of the most resilient creatures in the format. But it's like 4 toughness is good enough on its own. It's dodging bolts. It's you know, it's a powerful effect to have in the command zone. Just having a body. And
it is worth noting that Tatiova does gain life, which you know, can replace that blocking issue to some extent. But I think just the fact that Gretchen, I feel like part of the thing is that Gretchen can just make infinite mana and then cast Gretchen, right?
Yeah.
Whereas Tatiova kind of needs Tatiova to be in play for most of their combos.
So Gretchen is kind of like the synthesis of Weavers and Tatiova, the best parts of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it puts them together, you know? I don't have like the Untapper in my command zone or infinite life in my command zone. But I've got a strong value piece that's not going to get removed.
Or if it does, it's kind of a mistake.
Lost. Yeah, it's like you remove it, I'll cast her next turn. I don't care.
Yeah. Yeah, using removal on Gretchen is like, feels kind of bad, but it's oftentimes something that I will do purely to get damage in, right? To like prevent you from being able to block with it.
As the mid-range player, fair.
Yeah, but it doesn't feel good because you're just going to recast it again. And I know that it's not a crucial piece, right? So when I'm casting like a Fleshbag Marauder and you have like a Voyaging Satyr in play, you just sack the Gretchen. And that feels real bad. Now, one of the foils to this deck, and we've seen this a couple of times, is Pestilence.
Pestilence sucks, but what are you going to do? It's a creature-based combo deck.
Yep, and you've got counterspells, you've got Rewind, Unwind, you've got Negate, you've got Counterspell, Arcane Denial. I do notice that some of these counterspells do not counter some important things. And so we're obviously looking at our cEDH budget brews version of the deck, not your cPDH version. But cards like Flash Counter, I'm kind of wondering whether something like this would carry over into the cPDH context, seeing as it does not counter some of those important spells like Pestilence.
I think it's really meta dependent. I think Flash Counter is good in combo metas, obviously.
Yeah, that's a pretty slam dunk.
In more mid-range metas, you might be better off with something like a Logic Knot.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, it really just depends.
Well, this has been fascinating, and it's really cool to hear your perspective on this. And I am just so tickled that we have a cPDH player taking down like a prominent tournament with their cPDH deck. It's just like such a flex, and such a great, I think there's going to be people who are in that chat, and I saw it, who are like, damn, this is powerful, and they're going to be enticed to come and play cPDH with us. And that is
my favorite thing I heard all day was multiple times, that's a common. I was like, yes sir.
yeah just gonna dispel that notion that Pauper Commander is not a powerful format right away in everyone's mind. So is there anything else you wanted to talk about with this deck? Anything else that kind of came up during that game, or any other observations you had that you wanted to share?
If you want to play this deck as a legal cPDH deck at cEDH tables, replace Mystic and Ristic with Foil and Daze. I wish I had those. You
wish you'd had those during the game?
Because people were tapping out, yeah.
More so than Ristic and Mystic?
More so, probably not.
You'd probably switch out Flash Counter.
I'd take Foil over Ristic, but like if you want this to be a fully legal cPDH deck and still play it at EDH tables.
Oh, I see. Got it. Yeah.
I would put those two in over Ristic and Mystic.
Great. Awesome. Well, that's some fantastic insight and some great, just a great look into how this really top-notch combo deck functions, and also just really grateful, Puzzle, for walking us through your deck, the game, your thinking, the dynamics that we didn't get when we were sitting in chat wondering what kind of table talk was happening, and just big congratulations to you. Well done, sir.
Thank you.
All right.
Politics.
Well, that's a wrap for this little interview here. Thank you for your time, Puzzle. And thank you everyone in chat for coming and hanging out today. If you're enjoying this content and you want to see more of it, hit the subscribe button. And if you want to support what you're doing, leave a comment and a like. Yeah? What do you got?
Don't forget to go visit Puzzle on his YouTube.
That is absolutely.
Support his channel. He just hit 100 subs.
Oh, hell yeah.
So let's amplify that guy.
Yeah, so I will drop a link here in chat. It's a little tough to find. You got to do Puzzlebox MTG. The algorithms have not yet discovered your channel. So is it the Puzzlebox?
It's just Puzzlebox.
Puzzlebox MTG
PDH, it should come
PDH. Okay, good. There it is. So I will leave a link in chat. Sweet, you've got your new link there at Puzzlebox. So I will drop that in there for all y'all to go check out. Go subscribe to his content and throw some likes his way. Yeah, so I think we're all done for the interview portion of of today. Do we have any more games to play?
I'd like to take a small 30-minute break to get some food, and then maybe we can hop back in.
Yeah, so what we could do is I could just throw the I could end it, or we could
you should probably end it for editing purposes, and you don't want to overload your computer.
Oh yeah, it's fine.
Anyway.
Okay, cool. So we'll end things for now. We may or may not be back later on. If you want to know when we're going live, the best way to do it is to go and hit that little bell icon next to subscribe. We are doing all of our content live basically right now. There's a little bit of it that Clay is doing that is interviews with people, and even that at some point may go live, depending on how things go. This is kind of the format that we are enjoying right now. It's great to be able to interact with people and chat. And so
I have one interview that is definitely going to be broadcast live, but that's because you'll see when it happens.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, if you want to check in with us, we may be back later today. Then that'd be great. But connoisseurs of fine common cardboard and the tryhards out there, thank you very much. You have a great day, and we'll catch you all on the flip side. Peace.
So Clay, you're playing Gretchen today, right?